The pin is seen much more often than the skewer, because weaker pieces tend to be more exposed. Whenever you notice two or more of your opponent's pieces lined up on a rank, file, or diagonal, you should be looking for pins, and for skewers. The essential power of this weapon is that it temporarily paralyzes a piece, renders it immobile. For example, in this position, the black knight is defending the black rook, but it is also pinned to the black queen by the white bishop. So after rook takes e4, black can't recapture without losing a queen. Remember, only long-distance operators can pin, so the queen, rook, and bishop are who we have to rely on. How can black use a pin to win the white knight? No, that's not quite it. Very good. Queen a7. The knight cannot move or be defended, and next it will be captured. Here it's white's move. Do you notice any pins in the position? Well, the white bishop on h4 pins the black knight on f6. Now, how do we take advantage of that? Well done. Here we use the critical idea, attacking the pinned piece. e5 piles up on the paralyzed knight, and black is helpless to defend. Next move, e takes f6 will win a knight for a pawn. Now, if it had been black's move here, he should get the queen out of the pin, a move like queen c7. Liberate the knight. It's white to move here. Use the theme of attacking the pinned piece. Try to calculate both your best moves and black's best defensive tries. Very good. Bishop c4, attacking the knight on d5 and pinning it to the king on g8. Black has to defend with knight f6. What's white's best move now? Well done. Knight f4, piling up on the pinned piece. Black has to defend again, and he can, with rook d8. Now the black d5 knight is attacked by two pieces and defended by two pieces. But white can add more pressure. What's white's best move? Yep, that's it. Rook d1. Now the black d5 knight is dead. There are 3 attackers and only 2 defenders. Black's going to lose a piece. Before we get to this next exercise, I want to emphasize, once again, the importance of avoiding mechanical thinking in chess. If you just assume, for example, that a pinned piece can't move, then you're asking for trouble. Take a look at this position. Here it's black's move. Your knight is pinned down to the queen by the bishop on g5. And white has just attacked the pinned knight with e5. But it turns out that white is the one who loses a piece. Why? Black to move. Think creatively here. Good move. Knight g4 check. Gets out of the pin with tempo. White has to respond to the check. And after the white king gets out of the way, we notice that the black queen has opened up an attack on the white bishop. This is called a discovered attack, and it's another very important tactical device which we'll discuss a little later. But this isn't the only way to get out of a pin at the last minute. Check out the next exercise. White looks like he's in trouble here because the knight on b4 is pinned and attacked by both pawn and bishop. There is no way to defend it sufficiently, and there is no way to move it away with tempo, but white can save himself. Do you see how? No, that's not quite it. Try again. No, that's not quite it. Try again. No, that's not quite it. Try again. Very good. Rook f1 attacks the black queen and liberates the knight from the pin. If black were to take the knight, bishop takes b4. Then after rook takes f8, white has one material, the equivalent of one pawn, because a queen is worth 9 pawns, a rook is worth 5 pawns, and a knight is worth 3 pawns. So rook 5 plus knight 3 equals 8, 9 against 8. So after rook f1, the black queen should move, say queen e7. And after knight d5, the game goes on. White hasn't lost material. Here black's d6 knight is pinned, and white's last move was bishop c5, piling up on the pinned piece. What do you think about this position? Black to move. No, that's not quite it. Good job. Knight e4. And suddenly white's position is falling apart. White's bishop, rook, and queen are all under fire. Do you see how the queen is attacked? That's right. Knight g3 check, forking king and queen is in the air. This is one of those moments in chess when you're caught juggling too many balls, and you just can't keep everything straight. So remember, when we're pinning the opponent, don't blindly trust in the solidity of the pin. Part of the beauty of chess is in its flow and quality. Often the ground, once solid beneath our feet, becomes loose and shifting. We have to keep a flexibility of mind that allows us to flow with the ever-changing conditions. Before moving on, let's look at one more powerful pin. It turns out that in this position, black can use a critical pin to force mate in 3 moves. This one may be a little tough to spot, so take your time and see if you can get it. The theme is the paralyzed defender. That's not the best move. No, that's not quite it. Try again. Very good. Knight f3 check. A really powerful move. Of course, if king h1, then queen h2 and rook h5 are both checkmate. So white has to play g takes f3. It's forced. The paralyzed defender is the white pawn on f2, which is pinned to the king by the black bishop on a7. Remember, whenever a piece is pinned to the king, it really can't move at all. Now find mate in 2. Look for the pin. No, that's not quite right. Try again.